Community policing is not a new development in Nigeria. It had been experimented in about 23 states of the Federation, and it was in 2004 that it was introduced. And a lot of officers were trained. Officers went for training in the U.S. and some some other part of the country to see how they can replicate it in Nigeria. But the problem is that community policing is actually anchored on the philosophy of partnership with the public participation, public partnership, community involvement in policing and law enforcement, and ensuring that how the community can contribute towards and making sure their community is safe and secure, that is neighborhood and so forth. So it has been introduced since 2004. But the point is that it hasn't actually achieved the desired result as expected because of one problem, and that problem is lack of public trust. For you to partner with anybody, for you to effectively have like in the law a contract, in what they call consensus addendum, the two parties must agree to do that. But then the point is that there must be that trust. For me to deal with you, I must trust you. Now there's a fear that most Nigerians don't trust the police, and that lack of trust is not the making of the police per se. It is based on how the present Nigerian police force evolved. The Nigerian police force was introduced or established by the colonial masters. At that time, the main purpose of the police was to protect the interests of the British masters. The British interest was that's the primary thing the police was established to do. But now, then again, when after independence, our leaders also continue that spirit, regime protection. But now, that also has continued after the military when the military came on board. Military came on board also. Military introduced draconic laws, decrees, and so forth. During the colonial era, the citizens developed animosity against the police. That the police is against the people. They saw it as anti the people, and therefore for the government. And that's why during the colonial era, even our nationalist leaders who fought for independence, some of them were arrested and so forth. And again, colonial policing was characterized by abuse of human rights. Human rights was being a violation of human rights, no respect for the rule of law and so forth. So the citizens developed that animosity against the police. That's why that animosity against the police started. And the police have also imbibed that type of policing. You see, the type of government, it has been proven by police experts that the type of government in a country determines the framework of policing and style of policing. So during the colonial master, we had colonial policing. Then the military regime, we had militarized policing. It's based on force, abuse of human rights. It's reaction, not proactive, not needs driven, and so forth. But now we have a democracy. And democracy is talk about emphasizing democratic norms and values, which is for protection of human rights. The rule of law has to be respected. There must be transparency and accountability. People needs driven, and it must also be based on the police. There must be accountability and transparency, and integrity of the institution should be upheld, should be promoted, and policing should be based on international and professional standard. So to achieve that, so that's why today, for community policing to actually drive successfully in this country, they need to integrate democratic policing with community policing as a potent framework for policing and law enforcement. Because when the democratic policing is policing on the public and policing in conformity with democratic norms and values, as a police officer, you need to protect human rights, respect human rights, for the rule of law. You need to, and it's also participatory in nature, like democracy. But then the people too need to also understand that they have a duty, they have obligation, like in line with Section 24 of the Constitution, which says that the primary duty of every Nigerian citizen to assist the agency in terms of law and order. But the point is that most Nigerians are not conscious of that constitutional responsibility we they know. Most Nigerians emphasize more on rights. We don't look at the obligation of the citizens. And that is one thing I sometimes blame some of our civil society group. They talk more of rights, about obligations. When there's a right, there's a corresponding obligation. So you, the media, should see and also educate the citizens that the citizens have a right, they have a duty and obligation to contribute towards peace and security. Rossio, John Locke, and Thomas Hobbes, in their theory of social contract, they postulated that the citizens have to surrender some of their rights to enable the state. The security of the state is the responsibility of the government to be able to protect them. So you have to balance between freedom and security. You have your right, freedom to exist, but you must be sure of your own security too. So it is important that Nigerians should understand that Nigerians have obligation, they have a duty to ensure to contribute towards peace and security of the country. So it is when we integrate democratic policing with community policing, democratic policing will now drive community policing, and it will be a potent framework for policing and law enforcement. Because it is all the citizens who have to participate, give information to the police, and now people don't give information to the police because they don't trust the police. But with democratic policing, the people will now develop that public trust will be restored, and the police can now work cooperatively with the citizens. And again, the relationship between the citizens, the public, the citizens, and the police is like a circular system. It is symbiotic, and it is based on the principle of reciprocity. When the police perform well, the citizens enjoy, and when the citizens cooperate and assist the police perform better. And the citizens are the prime beneficiary of a safe and secure environment. So that's why it is incumbent on the citizens to assist other agencies, assist the police. Because the police have a lot of challenges. For instance, like the issue of funding, for instance. The police have challenging issue of funding. The police have issue of equipment. The police have issue of training. The police have issue of manpower. The manpower is grossly inadequate. So it is when all these needs, the challenges the police have, if these challenges are met, then it could not be said that the police is really ready to, the police will be able to perform optimally to meet the security needs of the citizens.
So I agree with you that the image of the police force has been so battered that there is actually no trust between the masses and the police, who are meant to protect the masses. How do you think we can get out of this? And vis-a-vis, if I as a citizen...
Because if one is attacked, even if citizen is attacked, he will not call an armed robber. He will not call a kidnapper. He will not call a terrorist a bandit. He will call the police. The police is a friend, truly a friend. Because the police is there to respond to your security needs. The police is there to ensure that your rights are not abused by others. Because my right ends when I begin to abuse other people's right. So the police truly a friend. I gave you a kind of history from the historical perspective, how from the colonial era to independent, when we had independence, quite long the military took over. We had a longer. If you look at our political history, most of our Nigerian, our life as a nation, were under military rule. And that military rule, we imbibe that culture, the military culture. So it is, like I told you, it is what is happening now. The police training from the colonial era to the military, to the independent military, they imbibe that attitude of the issue of regime protection. And the citizens saw it as anti the people. So that's why there's now need for the police to train and reorientate the officers and men of Nigerian police force to carry out its functions in line with democratic norms and values, and that is democratic policing. Democratic policing will drive community policing. When the Nigerian police force carry out massive training of the officers and men in capacity building in democratic policing, they will imbibe democratic norms and values, and that is what will drive community policing. So the image, and then the police should make themselves worthy, make themselves worthy of the trust of the citizens. The citizens should always say police are bad, police are bad. The citizens should encourage the police encourage them to do better. Because when encourage and motivate somebody, that gives him a performance better, be more committed. But each time always blame, it's not the best approach. It doesn't motivate. It dampens somebody's spirit. So I think Both the police need the police need the public need the police. So they should both that kind of symbiotic relationship between the police and the public. That want to life is based on principle of reciprocity. The police need the citizens with information and support, and the citizens need police protection and security.
Yes, sir. And you made a very important point. Effective.
Yeah, the proactiveness is one capacity. Two, they need, for instance, to be given the enablement. For instance, if there is a crime reported along, say now in Use or Gariki now, and the police station, the policeman is called, maybe has he got a functional vehicle, has he got the manpower to send there, and so forth. So it is when it provides an enabling environment, because the time factor to respond to this call is key and very, very important, and that will be public trust and confidence. So it is when they empower the police, we made them effective and efficient through capacity building, through equipment, through training. Today, security is knowledge driven, police is knowledge driven and technical driven. For instance, look at what happened, the last incident that happened where a senator assaulted a woman. It was the CCTV that was installed in that place that helped in detecting the offense. So that is technology can be applied. Through that technology of CCTV cameras, it can be installed in most areas. It will minimize crime. It will help in recording the whatever activity whatever crime someone has committed. It will help in the investigation. It will even help in prosecution of the person in court. So it is the police need to be empowered and developed. I'm happy that the outgone National Assembly, 8th National Assembly, has approved the Police Trust Fund. But I want to use some point to appeal to Mr. President. Let him take interest. Let him do his best to ensure that bill is assented to, let it become a law. Because that law, that becomes a law, it will go a long way in helping. Because security policing is capital intensive, and the government cannot do it. So with that bill now, if now the citizens now, because that bill provides that the citizens will be coming to control, like multinational corporations, control a percentage of their profit to sustain that fund. If that is done, it will help. It will bring about issue of police lack of equipment, lack of training will not be there again. So I think I appeal to Mr. President to see what he can do to ensure that that bill is assented to. If he does it, to be a milestone contribution to us improving our internal security and maintenance of peace and security in this country.
Yes, sir. I agree with you on this. This happens to be my last question anyway. I agree with you on it as well. It will be a win-win case for all of us. Yeah. If all that you have postulated here are effective or put into practice. The issue of security challenges we have all over the country is
the military. Section 217 of the Constitution provides that the military can come in aid of civil society, civil authority, that is the police. But again, even in that, because of the magnitude of the security challenge in the country, the military are being deployed for even police functions. But I don't think they should. I think if the police are empowered, if the police are well equipped, the police well trained, and the manpower is adequately provided. Look at the population of Nigeria; it's about 200 million. The police is less than 400,000, and it's grossly inadequate. So now, right now, Mr. President has given approval for the recruitment of more police officers and men. So I think that will help. But I think that recruitment should be on a continuous basis to make sure that the police strength of the police is strengthened up to be able to adequately meet the security challenges of the country.
Yes, sir. Your final word.
My final word is that I appeal to Mr. President to please, like I said earlier, to see the bill that has been passed by the outgone 8th National Assembly on police trust fund is assented. If it does that, it will be a milestone contribution to the improvement of internal security and internal law and order.